All right, cool. And we are live, I believe. I have zero methods of checking this, but I will assume we are live. If I'm not live, that'll be extremely embarrassing. This is not going to be mentioned on Twitter at all, so if nobody shows up to the live chat over here, then that is a-okay with me. I'm not super concerned about it. So far, I've gotten 0% of the way through this Rusted Chains video, and I've decided that I'm gonna fucking analyze it. So yeah, this was recently uploaded on um, the Dojo YouTube page, and so the Hyun's Dojo YouTube page. There's probably some YouTube page called The Dojo, and it was not uploaded there, I can assure you. Unless, of course, it was stolen, in which case it might have been. Um, Again, I can't say that for certain, but I do know it was uploaded to Hyun's Dojo featured. Yeah, so we're gonna go through this very slowly, and we're gonna determine just what is happening because I saw in the comments some people were very confused about the choreography and all that. So um, I figured my intelligent self should enlighten them about what's going on in this 2-minute video here. So a lot of people were confused about this. Oh, H360 is live now. That's pretty cool. Um, I don't think that's true, but I know I'm live. So this is a green foot, from what I can discern. Like it is in a cave background. Knowing this, you could go back to it was not Sheem versus Thom. It was a Shame story number 2 where he was fighting in a cave, and that's where I think that's where this is taking place so far. So you can see this, and this is what's confusing a lot of people. This is from the end of that video where the end of Sheem story number 2, where the guy who's fighting Sheem gets actually cut in half. And so this is him cut in half. It's a little hard to tell though because it looks like he's kind of covered up by dirt because of these mounds here. But I can assure you that that is actually a cave floor and that his thickness is just not perfect. It is not a perfect slash, much like in real life that you can't cut a person perfectly in half. All right, let's continue. Oh, there was a little bit of a message there. I don't know if anybody could see it. I certainly couldn't, so we're gonna just let that be. But that fade has now led us into this loading, not loading, but title sequence, an animation by H360. Good friend. He's the one who uploaded this video. Um, Now we are out of the cave setting, and this is his character. His name is Sheem, or I like to call him Shame, because shame on him, right? That was funny. So now it looks as though he's in a ruins area. Again, Ton of 360 has admitted that he's not very good at drawing backgrounds, so it's a little hard to tell that it's a ruins setting. We have this one, a bunch of pillars basically. And it's very interesting. The mound here is I guess a hill rather than a mound. It is currently grassy, and it looks as though it is either sunset or sunrise, but I would imagine it's sunrise. So let's keep going. Okay, so this is Sheem's weapon. This is a gun sword, which when I first heard about a gun sword, I thought it was ridiculous. Um, H360 told me that this is basically like a shotgun, but with a sword attached to it. And I asked what type of sword. He said a broadsword. Or not a, yeah, broadsword. He wanted this to be a broadsword attached to a shotgun. So if anybody wants to make realistic art of this, please do so. We are now 4 seconds in. Really popped up. That's nice. So now we're seeing more of the ruins, and yeah. Oh, oh, come on, pause. All right. So now you know that it's a dojo duel. This is on the official dojo website. This, of course, was featured by the Hyun's Dojo YouTube page, as seen by, well, not, I mean, okay, even if it wasn't featured, he'd still have this logo. But I'd like to mention that this dojo is not a part of anything other than Hyun's Dojo. So, Dojo Duels. Well, it's actually Dojo Duel. It's a duel. Anyway, that's kind of interesting. Load. Provided here by 99 Lives. It's pretty cool. Pretty good band. Keep going. This piece of architecture here, by the way, it's very interesting. It's got some very unique, because this is what I believe to be very close to a 90-degree angle, and then another 90-degree angle. So you have kind of this weird Z shape, and then you have a backwards Z here. So what you have is kind of a U made out of Z's, one forwards, one backwards. That's very interesting architecture. Usually you'd have it the other way around, where you have it kind of like an omega symbol. Or for those of you who are very fond of chemistry, the ohms symbol. Shackles versus Sheem. Again, Sheem is the character that's walking through this ruins area, and then Shackles we have yet to meet, but I will point him out to you, as I'm sure you're excited for. Okay, so it faded to black there, and now you see this same foot. Well, actually, I think this is a different foot from that same character who was in the cave. So this character saw what happened in the cave, which was somebody got torn in half, basically sliced in half by, the gun sword, and yeah, he's now on top of what is presumed to be a cliff. You'll see later that this is indeed a cliff. He's very high up, as you can see from these tiny little mountains, which are actually pretty high up. You don't see any of these ruins, though, which is kind of weird. And again, I think that's just due to the fact that H360 is not very good at drawing backgrounds. All right, let's keep going. Okay, can't see his head quite yet, but you can see that it is a cliff. Subscribe 1,000. Hey, that was cool. Yeah, here we go. So you see a giant rock here. You can tell it's a rock and not just part of the cliff, because there's a little bit of sky on the other side of the rock. And yeah, so there's a giant rock. I think at that size, it's considerably a boulder. Unless it's, well, actually, it can't be that close to the camera because there's a cliff in the way. So, yeah, so this is a boulder, and then this character who was in the cave, I presume he's following Sheem because he wants revenge. So, you can only imagine what's about to happen next. You have a giant boulder, you have a cliff, you have a guy wanting revenge. I think suicide is imminent, but let's find out. Oop, and he's got these Groucho glasses, Groucho Marx glasses. He is a nerd, from what I can tell, and yeah, nerdy character. The skyline here is a little bit larger, so you can tell even more that it is indeed a boulder and not necessarily part of the cliff. Okay, so this is Shackles. This is a Sonic XD001's character. His character is Shackles. Now you might be wondering, well, why is he called Shackles? He doesn't have any shackles on him. In fact, he looks quite free. Can't answer that for you. Okay, so as you can see, it's that same nerdy character. I'm going to call him Melvin from now on. Melvin has now pushed the boulder. Now, the boulder looked a lot larger than it does now, and I think the only way that this could make sense proportionally is if this was Melvin's entire body, but I think it's just his foot. So it's really weird. He should fall down with the boulder if it's his entire body, because he is off of the ground right now and it's falling down. But I think it's just his foot, so we're gonna keep going. Yeah, look at that. It was just his foot. So now you have a boulder falling down, and yeah, you see the cliff here. It's got some interesting geometry. Zoomed in on Shackle's eye. Kind of weird. Um, oh, okay. I think we just missed that here. Wonder if we can get that. Okay. Well, hopefully you saw it. It was very quick, but the boulder was. We had a bottom view of the boulder, and it was very quick. And Shackles was alerted by this sound of this boulder falling, and so it's either going to land near him or on top of where he was, and it was right where he was. Actually, I think he moved into the path of the boulder, from what I could see. So he moved out of the way of the boulder, and you can see this blur effect on the boulder landing. It's pretty cool. So now Shackles is very confused as to what just happened and where this boulder came from. Okay, so now we have Sheem. Here are the ruins that you had seen, and here's that giant cliff, and there's where that boulder fell. So, where Melvin is probably up here. Where Shackles is probably right here. And so Melvin could basically, so from where Melvin was sitting, we could basically see Sheem, but we didn't see Sheem, so there was a problem there, choreography wise. But not a huge deal. I didn't see these ruins before, but maybe it was just due to a background error. Let's keep going. Okay, so Sheem knows something is up, and using his spidey senses, he is now going to be going over to the mountain, or the cliff rather, and he's going to be investigating what's going on. And this look of determination is clearly showing his anger and the fact that he's upset with whoever did this. A lot happened there. Let's digest this a little slower because it is quite a lot. So Sheem gets in a running position, kind of like a sprinter start, and then he bolts off at the speed of light. We're seeing something like Stonehenge here, actually, which is kind of interesting. A couple of Stonehenge-like ruins. And this one doesn't seem to make sense to me because I think that this structure would just collapse because of how little support it has. But maybe this part is stronger than this part and, has better... I don't know. It's weird. Very weird. Let's keep going. Okay, so here's Shackles. He's finally landed from doing that sick dodge that he was doing earlier. And it zooms in on him again, and we're seeing these weird Stonehenge-looking things in the background. And flying past him is a blur, basically. And we're left to wonder what just happened. And it just so happens that it's Sheem. You can tell because of this... yeah, I can't really tell where his head is. It could be here, it could be here, but I'm going to assume it's here because that's where his gun sword is. His shotgun broadsword. Please make fan art of that for H360. Thank you. So now he's climbing up this cliff, which very dangerous structure because you have grass here with no support. So he's basically going to land on this grass and then fall to his doom, right? Well, no, actually, this grass defies gravity. It's actually stronger than anything I've ever seen in my life. So he's actually just going to be able to climb up here, very close to the top. You saw there for a second that Melvin was walking away, and now you get to see why Sonic XD's character is named Shackles. It's because he's got the ability to transform himself into, I suppose, these chains. He's able to transform his arm into a long series of chains. And it's pretty interesting. This must be two-dimensional because there's no tapering at the end. but you'll see that that becomes a bit of a problem later, a little problematic. But we'll get to that when we get there. Okay, so there was a little bit of a hit there, and something fell from the cliff, and so Sheem is now climbing. He lost his gun sword for some reason, and he's wondering what's going on. And as you can see from this concerned face of his, this should be a meme, but honestly, I'll get my mouse out of the way so you can screenshot it and then meme it up, friends. So yeah, this is his very concerned face, wondering what just happened, and well, actually, he's not wondering what happened. He sees what's happened, and he's very scared. Check out what happens next. Shackles is now retracting his arm and throwing it out again, and Melvin. Here's your first good look at Melvin. I told you he's got these fucking Groucho glasses and Groucho Marx glasses, and it fucking weirds me out. Um, but yeah, he's a very nerdy individual, and look at this. It's very clear from this that he's enjoying every minute of what's about to happen. Um, yeah, I guess. So Sheem is now forced to jump from the cliff and also get hit by a boulder. Wait, he's forced to jump off of the cliff and get hit by a boulder. Okay, sure. Why not? So now he's falling and now he's on the ground. The boulder's cracked. Yay. Um, this looks like he was hit by a tablet because of how two-dimensional these pieces are, but that's whatever. Put these pieces together, back together again, and suddenly it's a tablet, not a boulder. Haha. Okay. So, by the way, I just want to say this music is awesome. If you want to see the original video, which is the video I'm watching now, probably has more than this many views at this point, and more than this amount of likes. But if you want to see the video, I've left the link down in the description, and you can see the video in its entirety in quick succession and not paused like it is now. We are now 49 seconds through this video. It's very interesting. So everything is kind of happening in slow motion. Shackles is now getting ready for what's about to happen, this beatdown. It's very interesting. Suspense is building. Sheem is on the ground after falling from God knows how high and getting squished by a boulder that broke upon impact. That's how high up he was. A boulder like cracked and broke apart and flew into pieces, and somehow he's still standing. It's kind of crazy. I don't know where his gun sword is, but it's somewhere, I bet. Now Shackles is walking up to him. I believe that at this point Shackles that it was really Shame that had caused the boulder to fall down upon him. But what really proves Shame's innocence is the fact that the boulder fell first, and then after the boulder fell, Shame flew past Sonic XD's character Shackles. So Shame flew past Shackles after the boulder fell. Therefore, Shame could have been on the cliff to drop the boulder upon Shackles. So you know that Shame is innocent, and you know that Shackles is just being rash. And so this already portrays us as having a protagonist and an antagonist. And so we're going to see what happens next. And now Shame is angry because he's been hit by a boulder because he was angry. So now everybody's angry at each other. This is a horrible way to solve our problems, by the way. I'm just toxic gas is now from Shackles because reasons. And now toxic gas is flowing past Shame. And now he's running away because that's what you do when you want to fight someone. And now they're both running. And so now we see Shame, no eyes anymore, and he's got his gun sword back. That's pretty lucky. No ruins in the background, and it looks like the Microsoft Paint background now. He's got some sliding action going on there, and it looks like he's at the base of the cliff once more, but I'm wondering what this color is because it looks like a giant nose. Okay, so Shackles is about to punch Shame. Very interesting stuff here. Oh, okay. So if all of that is a waffle, that is a waffle. That is a waffle. that Shackles is hitting Shame with. Those are not brass knuckles. I don't. Yeah. So Shame is now being punched in the face by a waffle. It must taste delicious. Um, and so instead of being punched into the cliff like he was, he's now rolling into the ruins. Um, and you can still see some of these structures, like Stonehenge and gun. You have a gun structure. It's pretty interesting. And you've also got table. Okay, and so now Shackles came out of nowhere and is being punched because Shackles. And so you see this pretty sick choreography here. So Shackles is now kicking underneath Sheem's leg, in which he is trying to kick. So Shackles actually avoided Sheem by going low, and Sheem avoided Shackles by being far and high. It's very interesting how this duel is going out, and we'll see how it concludes very shortly. They both avoided each other, no collision, and now you can see Shackles is starting to take a lead, and Sheem is being punched in the hand. And Sheem just kind of got punched in the hand, but he's like, well, my feet still work, and so he just kicked him into oblivion. Oh, and Shackles is back. After being kicked into the nether, he is back and ready for more action. And he is now taking control of this fight once more. Ushers in the background, we've got Box, now a part of our repertoire of ruins, and it looks like Shackles is about to continue his beatdown upon Sheem. It is a very I'm in awe. We're a minute and 8 seconds into this video. I'm looking forward to this. The rest of this. So now Sheem disappeared. And he's back, and he's gone, and he's back, and he's back, and he's fighting now. And it looks like Sheem has started taking control of the fight, but nope. Back and forth action, and now Sheem has now grabbed onto Shackles' leg and is now about to throw him into the ground. Has done exactly that, and then he started punching Shackles and is continuing to, and now Shackles is falling off of a cliff. What? Yeah, Shackles is falling off of a cliff. Uh-huh. Oh, never mind. He's not. He's actually just landing on a foreground. That's what it is. Okay. Very interesting. There's no ruins in the background anymore. Pretty good. And he's been hit into the cliff, which I had thought disappeared. And there's no, and Sheem's looking there. He's kind of wondering what's going on, how he's winning. And there are no ruins in the background. He's running. He's ready. He's going after it. He just avoided Shackles' attack, and he's grabbing his gun sword. He's ready. He's gonna do it. And there's Shackles, and Sheem didn't actually do anything by grabbing his gun sword. He just has it now. So I imagine he's going to be deflecting quite a few of these Shackle collisions here. Yep, there we go. And now we get to see a very rare glimpse as to how Hatena 360 animates. And see, this looks like an alien. This looks like what even happened. So he's got the world's thinnest legs. He's got weird eyes, and this is a weird hairstyle. And he's got a shadow now, which is a thing that Shackles doesn't have the pleasure of having. But Shackles doesn't have arms anymore. He's actually got shackles. So very interesting stuff here. We're a minute 19 seconds into this video, and we're going to see how this concludes in a second. So now Sheem has turned into ribbons, and it looks like he's going to try and head towards Stonehenge, but sorry, I'm getting them mixed up now. Isn't that interesting? They both got SH in their name at the beginning of their name. No wonder. So now Shackles is about to grab Sheem by the ribbons and stop him from running to Stonehenge. Looks as though he's done just that, and now they're back into the action, and Shackles is going to fight Sheem. It looks like Shackles is leading now. Oh, nope, never mind. Sheem is actually leading because he has a gun sword. Gun swords are cool. And never mind. Um, so I don't know what happened here, but it appears as though Sheem is gigantic or fat or something, or he's moving at the speed of sound. But either way, this rolls. Shackles has totally demolished him and brought Sheem into the ground. And now Sheem is taking control of this fight. Just kidding. It's actually Shackles that's taking control of it. I think I've said both of those sentences about 50 billion times in this analysis, but as you can see, there's not a lot going on. It's just a back and forth fight. Why are you watching this? Sheem just did a backflip and then did a kick. That's pretty cool. And then another kick. And he just shot him. He should be dead. He should be dead. He just shot Shackles. Sheem just shot Shackles. And he is not dead. This man is invincible. There was no clinking noise, so you cannot tell me that he blocked it. I refuse to believe he blocked it. He is dead. Fuck you. Shackles is going in for a fucking punch, I guess, because he's using the last of his strength or something. And now their clinking action is going on. That broadsword on that gun is really doing him wonders. And now they are in a midair collision, and it looks as though Sheem is taking control of this fight. Like he's about to fucking collide with the cliff, which we have not seen for approximately 20 seconds, but it feels like it's been an eternity, huh? And he has landed, but right in front of the cliff, I have a feeling that his face is about to meet the cliff in a very unexpected way, or in my case, expected. So he's getting up. I can't really tell what kind of stance he's in right now, but I imagine it's a fighting stance. And now he's ready to fight, and he got hit by a boulder. What? Hey, the fucking boulder out of nowhere. He just got. He's dead. He got shot and squished by a boulder. Shackles cannot catch a fucking break. Yeah, and now Sheem is concerned because he doesn't know where the fuck that boulder came from. He's like, what the fuck just happened? My fight. And so now he's about to come, and he turned into Ribbon there for a second. Now he's about to come and rescue Shackles' sorry ass because he can't break out of a boulder quite like Sheem can. And now Melvin is walking away. So, as you can see, this boulder is just sitting here, and Sheem is looking up, confused as to what the fuck just happened. But I can tell you what happened. Melvin kicked another boulder down, another boulder in which we did not see. I just said the word Nazi and nobody got offended. How cool is that? So now he's about to get revenge for this boulder falling on someone who he was trying to protect himself from. And he's about to go Super Saiyan. And he broke a boulder again. Oh, actually, he has not broken it quite yet. He's using his Falcon Punch move, and there it goes. He's dead. He should be dead. Why isn't he dead? And now he's dead, right? No. He's just on the ground, whining about the fact that he lost. That's the least of your worries, bud. You've got a fucking, not a stab wound because that would be too easy. You've got a fucking gunshot wound. And you've been squished by a boulder. Your internal organs, if they are intact, should be damaged beyond repair. Fuck's sake. I mean, I know he can turn into Shackles and all that, but there's no fucking way. I refuse to believe that he's still alive after all that bullshit. I think that Shane won. And I think that this video proves that Shane won because he's sitting on the ground like a wimp. We're gonna keep going. He's very defensive and he thinks he's gonna lose more, and he's now sad. He's depressed. We have a depressed Shackles, and I don't blame him. He just got fucking squished by a boulder for no reason. and Sheem is looking down upon him like a fatherly figure, wondering what the fuck just happened. And yeah, I'm wondering that too. So now he's flying up into the sky, and I'm not quite sure what those are. Maybe his pants are falling. And so now he's turned into ribbons again, and he's flying up the cliff. And here's Shackles. He is now off of his butt, and he is now about to help us out here. Um, well, not us, but Sheem. He's about to help Sheem out. You're going to see how. But you're also going to see why I said that something was problematic, huh? So this is a weird frame to pause on, but maybe that's a net. Fuck you. Okay, so as you can see, it's the same exact thickness throughout this entire thing. It gets closer and closer together, so it's implied that it gets smaller, but the thickness doesn't taper at all. So you can't tell that it's actually hitting the fucking cliff. And also, you can't see the top of the cliff or Sheem. How tall is this shit? We need consistency, I think. And also, no ruins in the background. No ruins in the background, once again. Pretty great. So now Sheem is climbing up the mountain, or not the mountain, but the cliff, and he's using those boulders that had fallen as a result of Shackle's hit as leverage, and now he's going to reach the top of the cliff. And as you can see, there's Melvin running away. He's got his hand out. You're going to see what that is about in a second here. So Sheem is going to start running after him. You can see this is his running stance, and he's running, wearing his goofy fucking glasses again. And now he had his hand out earlier, but I don't know what the fuck happened to it. Now he's giving him a peace sign. He's like, "Hey, let's be friends, bro. We should truce." Well, fucking tough luck, cunt. You're about to see just how bad it can get. How bad can I possibly be? And so now he's running, and he's still piecing out. So now he's in the air, and okay, hang on. This might confuse some people. For the untrained eye, you cannot see this. But does this look familiar to anybody? The answer is yes, it's Bigfoot. Just kidding, it's not Bigfoot. This is actually H360's old character, Glide. This is Glide. You can tell because of the way fuck. You can tell because of the way it is. His scarf is lighter color than him. His body is gray. So it's implied that Glide is actually taking Melvin into the air for no fucking reason. Maybe he's gonna ground pound him and kill him, and then we'll have a Sheem versus Glide battle. Ooh, isn't that fun? So now he's in the air, and Melvin looks to be distressed. And now Sheem is distressed because he doesn't know what the fuck just happened. Where did Glide come from? And now he's determined to find out what just happened, but he's also a little bit subdued. And now we have our heroes looking away from. I said this was the sunrise earlier, but maybe it's the sunset. Our heroes are looking away from the sunset. And it's hard to tell. I think it's actually a sunrise. I keep changing my mind on that. Maybe it's a sunset. I don't. Yep, I'm changing my mind. It's a sunrise or a sunset. Fuck you. So now they're both looking off into the distance, and they are now friends because Shackles has realized the true evil of Melvin, and that he will mercilessly throw down boulders for no reason. I'm actually kind of surprised there's not more boulders up here, since there just happened to be two that nearly hit Well, actually, one of them actually did hit Shackles. And Sheem is here, and he is wondering what the hell he's getting into. It's very interesting now. So now they're both looking off into the credits, and you're going to see something very interesting here in the credit sequence. Oh, Cavern Corruption. That's what it was. That's what it was called. So we're gonna pause as soon as we get to the very interesting part of the credit sequence. Look at that. It's me. It's me, guys. I made it. I made it onto a video with over 1,000 views. What the hell? I'm famous, everybody. I'm right up. I'm on the same frame as Shuriken 255 and Gilded Guy and all these other people that are on the fucking Sync Discord server. And as me, it's me. Clearly, I'm a very important part of this community. I don't even have a dojo account, and a lot of people on the dojo know who I am. It's really fucking weird. What the fuck? Yeah. So, and that special thanks is because it says you. So Pieman12 and you. Clearly, that's me twice, right? But I guess it could also be applied to literally anybody. If you wanted to say anything in this chat, you would have, but clearly everybody's just speechless because of how awesome my analysis is. So nobody's said anything. So very interesting video. We are almost done. We got 4 seconds left. Do you remember when we were 4 seconds in? That was crazy. So nothing. And it repeats again. And H360 is not live, but I am. I made that joke already. Fuck. So, thank you guys for not coming, and it's been awesome. Hopefully, you guys watch the replay of it, or well, hopefully, you guys watch this stream in its entirety. I don't know who would, but hopefully, someone did. And if you did, comment down below that you had watched this fucking stream, because who actually sat through me analyzing this video? I know it got fucking featured on Hyun's Dojo, but come on. You're really sitting here for like over an hour watching me watch someone's video? What the? This takes reaction videos to a whole new level. If they knew they could get this much watch time out of a video, they would do this too. Anyway, that's my piece. I'm gonna head out now. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will be back with more videos. God knows when. Happy New Year's. How do I get out?